All right, y'all, in this video, we're gonna be going over our upper body cars as a warm-up before you jump into your upper body workout for today. If you're doing a full body workout, be sure to go over to the lower body cars right after this, do your pails and rails that are unique and for your particular compensations, and then jump right in, all right? So this is under the assumption that you already know how to do your cars. If you need a review on how to execute a particular car, go to that video that you have access to. So, beginning with the neck car, we're gonna go 3 in one direction, 3 in the other. So go ahead and tuck the chin, rotate, lateral flexion, up and around, rotate, lateral flexion, boomerang down for 1. Continuing that direction, rotation, lateral flexion, up and around. Trying to make a bigger circle each time, avoiding pain, working around any closing angle joint pain. Coming down for a 3, pausing in the middle, rotating the other direction. Lateral flexion, up and around. Boomerang down for 1. And you don't necessarily have to match my cadence. You can move slower. I wouldn't move any faster than this. Really hitting every edge that you can. Coming down to center. So that is my 3. If you want to do 5, if you want to pause the video, feel free to do so. Moving down to the spine. So again, wrapping our arms around our torso, coming down into, before we start, you can do this sitting, you can do this kneeling on the ground, widen the base, trying not to move our lower body around. We're going to flex in, rotate, lateral flexion, up and around, just like the cervical spine, rotation, lateral flexion, boomerang down for 1, rotate, lateral flexion, up and around, rotate, lateral flexion down for 2, continuing the rotation, lateral flexion, up and around for 3, boomeranging down, pausing in the middle, resetting if we need to, curling in, rotate, lateral flexion, up and around. 1, 2, and 3. Something to make note of is I'm doing 3 in each direction. I said you can do 5. You can also, if you have a stopwatch and you're doing this on your own, you can do it for time. 30 seconds in one direction, 30 seconds the other, 1 minute in one direction, 1 minute in the other, whatever feels good for you that day. Neck, spine, scap. So I'm actually gonna grab a block real quick because this is how I enjoy doing this. Scapular cars, hands by your side, hands out at a 45-degree angle, or grabbing a block, creating a radiation, squeezing the block together, shrug, forward, down, back, shrug, forward, down, back, shrug, forward, down, back, shrug, pause, and reverse, down, back, down, forward, up, back, down, forward, up, back, down, forward, up, and go ahead and put that away. Shake it out if you need to. Shoulder cars, starting with my left arm. So external rotation, cross body, up, flipping it, reach back, back, external rotation, up and around for 1. Reaching back, reverse for 2. That's 3. And again, switching sides, external rotation, up and around, flipping it at the top, reaching back for 1. I'm moving at this speed. Again, you can move at whatever speed you want. You can do more reps. This is kind of an expedited upper body cars video for time and for review, and for those who like to follow along. I would say this is the bare minimum. I'm doing one more. I'm not sure if I was on 2 or 3. This is the bare minimum that I would recommend doing before your pales, rails, and before your workout. And just enough for those who aren't dealing with pain, injury, disconnect from the body, to get you warmed up, to assess your body, and to get you ready for your upper body workout, all right? So neck, spine, scap, shoulders, those are the main ones at the very least I recommend you doing. For those who have elbow, wrist stuff, we're gonna get into that. If you feel like you're ready and you don't have any elbow, wrist compensations or pain or injury or stiffness, you can go ahead and start your workout. But for those who want a little extra sauce, we're going into our elbow cars, all right? So we're gonna go into forearm supination, all right? So that's forearms up, externally rotating, if you will, and then we're coming into flexion, maintaining that, maintaining supination, come down into extension, full extension if you can lock out your elbows, internally rotate or pronate your forearms without moving the shoulders, right? Pronate the forearms, fight for pronation as you come up into flexion, externally rotate, supinate, down, fighting for supination, pronate, fight for pronation as you come up, that's 2, supinate, down, pronate, up, maintain pronation, fight for pronation as you switch directions, come down into extension, supination, pull up, fight for supination, pronation, down, supinate, up, one more, pronate, down, supinate, up. Cool. Last one, starting with the left wrist. I'm grabbing underneath my forearm to maintain my forearm in this position, and then I'm going into wrist, keeping my fingers out of it, right? As most of you know, wrist flexion, deviating towards the midline, opening it up, and when you open it up, you know you've got more than you think. Coming out, away from the midline, which there's not a lot of mobility there for anyone, coming up into flexion, keeping your fingers out of it, towards the midline, open, out, up, one more, midline, open, out, up, switching directions, out, down, midline, up, out, down, midline, up, one more, out, down, midline, up, switch hands, grabbing underneath the forearm, keeping that forearm still, coming into full flexion, keeping the fingers out of it, midline, open, out, up, midline, open, out, up, midline, open, out, up, pause at the top, out, down, midline, up, out, down, midline, up, one more, out, down, midline, up. Good job. Again, feel free to do as many more as you'd like if you want to revisit the shoulders, scaps, whatever it may be. That being said, if you're ready to jump into your workout, hit some of your pales, rails, internal rotation, external rotation, whatever it may be, do that. Be sure to end with a car of whichever joint that you just hit for the pales, rails, and have a great workout. All right.